It's our second night here in Corpus Christi, and we're joined by last night's starter, Neil Ramirez, who struck out a season-high 9 batters, second most strikeouts you've ever had in a ball game as a professional. Last night, what was working well for you? Obviously, that fastball looked good in terms of velocity, but what were you feeling?
Yeah, I felt good with my fastball. I thought I was able to keep it down and then elevate it when I needed to. Still working on getting the breaking stuff over more consistently for strikes, but I was able to put guys away with the fastball and then in some 2-2, 3-2 counts, throw a breaking ball for a strike too.
I know early on you threw that one curveball in that first inning for a strike 3 call. Does that help set you up for the rest of the game when you are able to even just get it once or twice in that first inning to show the other team that you can throw it for a strike, even if you're not as consistent as you'd like?
Yeah, I mean, to put that in the back of their head that it's there. I like to go after guys with my fastball, and I feel like I can get them out with that if they're not on it. But in that situation, I thought I had set them up for a curveball, and I was able to execute the pitch. So, last night I thought I had good spin on my curveball, just wasn't in the zone the way I'd like it to be.
When you're throwing the ball as well as you did, is that something that you know ahead of time when you're in the bullpen getting ready for a game, or is it just something that happens when the game starts and, who knows what you have?
Yeah, last night was actually one of those weird games where I didn't feel that good in the bullpen, and I tried to do a little bit more throwing long toss-wise before I got on the bullpen because I kind of felt tight, and I don't want to go on the mound and throw a whole lot of pitches, so I actually went back a little further in my long toss and threw a little bit more throws from far out, and that was able to help me get a little bit more loose, and then I took that into my bullpen, and in the last couple of pitches I was letting them go the way I felt like I can, and the way I felt good. So, yeah, it's just one of those things weird. Sometimes you feel great in the bullpen, you go out there, you don't throw too good. And last night was one of those things where I kind of felt okay and was able to get loose as the game went on and keep it.
The pace of the game was incredible early on between you and Buchanan. It just seemed like you guys were going at it round after round, and the innings were going by so quickly. With it being a scoreless game, how does that help you in terms of a competitor? And do you like it when maybe you don't have to wait that long in the dugout? Obviously, you like the offense to put up some runs, but do you like it when you get a chance to go right back out there?
I think as a pitcher, we like to come in and not sit for a long time, especially when you're feeling good and you feel like you have good command. That's one of those things I'll have to learn kind of how to get myself a little bit more loose in those long innings. And I felt like definitely in the 6th inning when I came out after we had the long inning, a little bit tighter than I did in the first couple innings because it was a longer wait. But in those situations there, you still got to just attack the hitters. Don't try to do too much. And I fell behind with some breaking stuff. And when we got a lead, that's a real good time to go out there and just get after it. Those shutdown innings are huge. So that's something to learn from.
That steal of home, it took me a bit by surprise. When did you realize that he was coming home from third?
Well, I was in my windup and I saw him out of the corner of my eye, and I didn't think with 2 outs he'd try to do something like that. That's why I pitched from the stretch with 1 out. And so I saw him and I kind of just tried to speed up my delivery a little bit and kind of gave like a semi-sidearm throw to get there quicker and was able to get him out. So it's the first time that's ever happened to me. But
that was a strange moment as well in that game. They have the number 4 batter up there with a man at third. Obviously, the situation probably led you to believe that it wasn't on as well.
Yeah, I mean, that guy's actually hit me pretty good this year, too. He's taken some good hacks on me, and you're kind of taking a bat out of his hands in that situation, so I didn't – it was weird. I kind of had it in the back of my head, but I didn't think it would happen. But, luckily I was able to get it done.
It was a strange game the last few innings. Really, from the start of the 6th inning on, I would not have thought that the first run would score on a Chi-Shin Chang home run, especially with the way Chi-Shin has been struggling at the plate. But as you're in the dugout, in the game, and then out of the game, what are you thinking as you're watching strange play after strange play develop, and you guys are ultimately able to hold on for the win?
Yeah, that's the way baseball goes, man. I mean, you see something new every day, and that's the first time a lot of that stuff's happened to me. And then with the bunt, the guy, I thought he might have gotten out of the baseline a little bit more than he should have, but that's just the way baseball goes, man. And those games are going quick and they're close like that. Teams are going to try to do some stuff, to get you out of your rhythm, and bunts, steals, all those kind of things are kind of designed to get that team going a little bit if they're struggling offensively. So just one of those things you kind of take in a stride and just learn from it and realize, baseball is one of those games where something's going to come at you every day.
over the last week or so, the bullpen has really been taxed a lot more than it had been in the previous couple of weeks. Now, that said, the bullpen has thrown a lot of innings, even early in the season when starters getting their pitch count up, and then here with 3 bullpen games over, I think, a 6 or 7 game span. As a starter and as a group of starters, now that your guys are at the pitch count limits, fully exhausted, do you try and make it a point to last longer in games, be a little bit more efficient, and not only help yourself but also help the bullpen as it goes on? Because it's been tremendous this year.
Yeah, they've done an outstanding job. I mean, you tip your hat to them with a lot of the stuff that's going on this year. They've had to come in and really pick us up a lot, and they've done an incredible job. And as starters now, the couple guys we have here now, we've kind of taken it upon ourselves to go deeper in games, and I know that's something that that's my biggest goal right now, is to be more efficient in those later innings to get deeper. I feel like I've started strong, and for me, the breaking stuff, I think getting it over for a strike that second time through when guys are sitting fastball, or you're trying to do something different with them, that's going to be the key for me, to get that over for a strike and keep attacking guys. And strikeouts are great, but I'd rather have a guy get out in 3 or 4 pitches and be able to go 7, 8 innings and keep it to where the bullpen can come in and only have to pick up 2 innings, 2 or 3 innings instead of 4 or 5. And as a starter, you want that game to be in your hands, and if you're going to give up runs, you want them to be your runs. That's that kind of thing where you take ownership over the game, and so that's definitely big for us. And I think with the guys we have here now, I think we're going to get it done.
Finally, Martin Perez joining the team here for a second rehab start. You guys were teammates a few times throughout the system. Last year, you were together in Round Rock. You both got off to difficult starts. He was able to turn around and finish out the year in the big leagues. Have you been able to learn anything from Martin about how he responded to that experience, or even just take anything that he has had in terms of growth since spending his couple of months in the big leagues?
Yeah, me and Martin have become real close over the past couple of years. We've kind of come up together, Spokane the first year, Hickory there, and then last year in Round Rock. So, we're real comfortable with each other, and we like to talk in the dugout, in the bullpen, kind of different things we're working on. And, Martin kind of just told me, when you get to the big leagues, you still got to get outs, and the hitters are still hitters, So he went up there, just tried to get guys out, didn't try to do too much, and that's kind of the plan I want to take. You don't put too much pressure on yourself just because you're at a bigger level. It's the same game you played, and obviously the hitters are better, but that just means you got to learn and adjust and just grow and try to get better every day.
Well, you can certainly think that heater will play at the big league level if it's at the level it was last night. Neil, congratulations on the outing, and thanks a lot for the time.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
That's Neil Ramirez. We're back after this on the Frisco RoughRiders Baseball Network.